Next up is a piece of wearable tech that has been getting a lot of play in the media all over the world as of late. I'm sure you've seen it featured. And it's a brain training apparatus, and the company's name is Muse. And so next up we have Muse.
Hello, my name is Ariel Garten. I'm the co-founder of Muse. I'm also a neuroscientist and a psychotherapist. It's very exciting to be here talking to you about brain training and talking to an audience who already understands a little bit about EEG and how it can change your mind and change your life. So we all know we're in the midst of a sensor revolution. There are things that track your sleep, that tracks your steps, but there's one thing that really has been missing from a consumer-grade tool that you can use every day, and that is, of course, something that tracks the brain. Now, in the past, if you wanted to track your brain, you'd go into a research laboratory and you'd sit there very quietly with lots of things coming out of your head and hope that somebody else can interpret your data. Well, this is Muse, the brain sensing headband. It's a clinical-grade 4-channel EEG that tracks your brain activity in real time, and it sends that feedback to your smartphone or tablet. And it's paired with applications that help you improve your cognitive function and decrease your stress. I started working with EEG over a decade ago in the Dell lab of Dr. Steve Mann. He's this funny-looking guy who's the accredited father of wearable computing. He kind of created Google Glass before Google did. At that point, I was fascinated with the brain and what it could communicate to ourselves, and we started to create concerts where 50 people at a time could make music with their minds. From there, we said, this is really cool. What else can we do? So we started to create physical things that you could move with your mind. Created a levitating chair, and as you relaxed, the chair would rise. From there, we said, that's cool. What else can we do with the power of our minds? So we created an installation at the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics that let people in Vancouver control the lights on the Canadian Parliament buildings, Niagara Falls, and the CN Tower with their minds from 2,000 miles across the country. Well, now that was really cool. So then we went on to make all sorts of things, slot-controlled slot car machines. This is our famous slot-controlled beer tap.
Brainwaves hit over certain bands. Engage.
Oh, wait, we need it. Oh, no, we don't need it. Oh, I can eat it now? You can eat it.
Now relax. And that's how you pour yourself a beer using your mind.
So pouring beer with your mind and making thought-controlled toasters and all sorts of thought-controlled stuff is really fun, but it didn't really satisfy our desire to bring something to the world that was going to help people's daily lives. As a psychotherapist, I really understand that the way we experience our entire lives exists up here in our head. And it's by changing our minds, changing the way that we understand ourselves and the world, that we change everything. So we set about to create a tool that was going to teach people to understand their own minds. We looked at the problems that we're having in our society. The United States is the #1 most stressed country in the entire world. 75% of doctors' visits are due to stress-related illness. 2 billion people worldwide suffer from brain-based health and productivity challenges. So we decided to create a tool that was going to help you manage your stress and improve your cognitive function. So it's very simple. What you do is you slip on Muse, connects wirelessly to your smartphone or tablet, and you're taken through cognitive training exercises. The metaphor that we use is that your mind is like the wind. So you're actually able to hear the sound of your mind. And as you're thinking, ruminated, and distracting, you can hear it as windy. And it's your job to come to a state of clear, focused attention and quiet those winds. Some of you might be saying that sounds very much like meditation. In a lot of ways, it really is, because in meditation, the act is you try to focus your mind starts to wander and it's distracted, and then you bring your mind back to where it is, and then it wanders and it's distracted and you bring it back. Well, when you can actually hear the sound of your mind as it's wandering, you shorten that time to bringing it back to just a few seconds. So instead of waiting 3 or 4 minutes in a 3-minute meditation session, you can get in 10 or 15 reps of bringing your mind back, strengthening the muscle of your attention. And when you do that, you're better able to avoid all the external distractions in your life, the sounds, the noises, the things that take you away from your work. And you're also better able to avoid and understand those internal distractions, the negative thoughts, the feelings, the ruminations, the things that cause you stress. The most incredible thing that I've discovered well, I've discovered a lot, but when we look into the literature, we see things like Sarah Lazar's study on mindfulness and its improvements in prefrontal cortex thickness. As you do this kind of focused attention training, you're able to improve the thickness of your prefrontal cortex into your old age, so that a 50-year-old can have a prefrontal cortex just as thick as a 23-year-old. So we're working with Harvard, we're also working with Brown, University of Toronto, McMaster. There are already 40 research labs across the world who are all using Muse, both with our application Muse Calm and creating their own applications for epilepsy, autism, ADHD, and the like. We're also working with professional athletes. The Canadian Olympic pistol shooting team has been using Muse to improve their scores. We're also working with lots of average people. And every day I get emails from folks. The very first one I got was from a woman who's 27 years old and she had ADHD. She'd stopped taking her medication 4 years earlier, and her email said that within the first 3 days, her family had noticed a difference. And after 3 weeks, this was not just a game changer, but a life changer. I get these emails every day, and it's why I wake up in the morning. There's just one that I saw from a woman whose husband has cancer, and she's been using Muse to help her manage the stress of her husband's cancer, and it's made her nicer to her kids, more supportive of her husband, and to her, makes her a better person. Here's some other fun folks.
So I just went through the first session with Muse, and I'm feeling pretty zen. It's really interesting how even little noises in the room can get your mind off track. I've learned to de-stress myself because I'm a stressful person sometimes, but I know that I can control that. But this is really interesting to hear the feedback that the sensors are giving you, so it's pretty cool.
As I walked out of the office, and as I started to get back into my world, I realized that I had laser focus, super powers as far as brain processing power, and my body was relaxed, my mind was relaxed, and I was really able to take control of my day.
So Muse is currently available. We actually just launched it about a month ago. We're available on Amazon, and we're here doing demos. Muse also has an open SDK, so you can use the existing application, or you can use the SDK to get your raw brainwave data and hack your way into your brain, build any kind of application you want to help you understand and improve your own mind. So anybody's welcome to go next door and try demos, play around with it. It's extraordinarily affordable compared to all the other EEG tools on the market. And if anybody has any questions, just come and play with us or talk to me. Thank you so much.